Hello. Hey, check the sound. I think everything is fine. Yep. Okay. Cool. All right. We are back because it's more story. Finally. W, thank you for showing up. I can always count on you to be here for sure. All right, we are back for more Genshin Impact. It's been forever. Actually, it's been December. That was the last time there was story. Last time there was any form of story, really. So we're going to be doing her story quest because it's a prerequisite for the current Lantern Rite event because it is that time of the year. It is Lantern Rite time once again. So we'll be checking this out. The story, I think, I've heard is pretty good. I'll have to see about that. We're essentially going back to Leeway. So we'll be checking this out as well as Act 1 of Lantern Rite. And this is the prerequisite. They did add a new area. I haven't really done that. I'm still addicted to Power World, so I didn't yet. Yeah, didn't really explore yet. But we also have Honkai Star Rail update tomorrow. We're gonna be getting Penacony, so there's a lot to want to do. So you just kind of gotta do it, I guess, right? So today's Genshin, tomorrow's Star Rail. Probably have some more Genshin throughout the week as well. I do
really want
potentially some Power World in between because there will be some days, you know. So if anything, I'll either throw in some Persona 5 or some more Power World in between streams. That's the idea. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And we want to do this one first. I have no idea really what to expect outside of some clips I've seen from the trailers. So that's kind of where that lies. Except, please don't overlap. It should. Oh. We're starting here. So we're probably going to be delving into the new area anyway. And that's fine. I don't mind going into the new area as part of the story.
We've been to so many places lately. What do you say we take a day off from adventuring and just find somewhere nice to relax?
I haven't heard this theme in forever.
Where are some nice places we could go? Oh, why don't we pay Cloud Retainer a visit at Mount Outsong?
We're already here.
Since we last saw that illuminated bird. She's always the one popping up out of nowhere and scaring us half to death.
Paimon, we're already here. Paimon, we're already here. Why are you saying we should go there? We're already here. Here we are. The mountain. Oh, hello.
Here we are, right outside our place.
Otto.
Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything.
That was a long time
when we
ago.
told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all. We probably don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right?
Probably.
Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that. Huh?
I don't know. I don't trust your snacks.
Did something catch your eye?
Wow, it's... I don't think we've seen her before.
Oh, what a pretty pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
More like she is Cloud Retainer. And it seems like she could also be a powerful adeptus.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello?
Who knew you were such a social butterfly, Paimon?
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
I didn't know that was your job. I mean, you can do that. Social activity is exhausting sometimes.
Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler.
Really? That's what you're going with? Say everything in a nice, even tone.
Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer. May we have the pleasure of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
This is an awkward conversation.
What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Hey, I mean, it's fair. If I didn't know you were Cloud Retainer, I wouldn't know you're Cloud Retainer. Cloud Retainer? Question mark.
Huh? You're the illuminated bird? But you look human. How did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples. Like last year, when you suddenly appeared on the top of a roof without any warning. Or...
I feel like Cloud Retainer has her reasons, but doesn't want to discuss them too openly. I almost forgot. Paimon brought you some gifts.
Hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Well, you gotta do it.
So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Most commendable. Cloud Retainer tries but fails to look indifferent as Paimon gives her snack.
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself.
Wow.
Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts?
Cloud Retainer said that she's gonna visit some of her disciples.
Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again. However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
No reason in particular. We're just wandering.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yuehai Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
You a high pavilion.
Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor.
I hope I don't get wrapped up. I forgot about that. I'm gonna get hit with the Lantern Rite questline, aren't I?
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future.
Oh.
Did they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
Is this your main reason you decided to go into human form, is so you could go check up on them? Hopefully, I don't get trapped into the Lantern Rite all of a sudden, because I'd rather do this in order. I don't think I should. It depends on where the Lantern Rite quest line gets started on. That's generally the one problem. 'Cause I wasn't gonna do this right away. I wanted to combine. Ah! Hope I didn't die there.
We're almost at Way High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this? Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait.
They probably
Where
have.
did she go?
There's no doubt. They probably have. She's back there. She didn't come with us. Back there.
Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
Maybe they don't know then.
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
What a mom.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
And?
Cloud Retainer?
Well, she caught you. She caught you. It's too late now. You gotta come over.
Busted.
Yep. Too late.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu? She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Oh, not to worry, Miss Ganyu. I'll make the necessary arrangements right away.
Thank you, Huixin.
It's been a while, Ganyu.
A very long while, hasn't it?
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
We haven't seen her in this
You
form
are
until
quite
today.
Mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak.
Oh,
One
don't
is simply
try.
a mere mortal passerby.
You can't do that. There's no way you're gonna fool
She's
somebody.
not buying it.
Of course not. Ganyu saw right through her. We saw right
That
through.
was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
Ganyu totally looks bewildered. She's thinking, why wouldn't I recognize you? I used to see you every day. How bad do you think my memory is?
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
That's her responsibility?
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important...
Oh.
Cloud Retainer's right. We've still got something
Oh, Paimon, you
important to
really
do,
give people away,
so
don't you?
We can't stay here for too long today.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
I understand. That should be fine.
While one acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins,
He's not gonna do it.
excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body.
He will not rest.
It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Aw.
Cloud Retainer, stop!
No, keep going.
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story.
Tell more Ganyu
Why don't
stories.
you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Discuss some of your recent adventures with Ganyu.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Yuehai Pavilion.
It has really been a
Also,
while, doesn't it?
Forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
Absolutely.
Human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
You really think so? Not that you're not
Damn,
famous
Paimon.
or anything, but that famous?
Oh my gosh.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Xianyun.
Xianyun, huh? Xianyun?
Ah, I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Xianyun.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Okay, then that works.
Wait, so you're really that powerful?
Oh, Paimon.
And what of it? Did you
Oh
truly take one
my
to be nothing
God,
more than a
Paimon.
bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
Paimon looked away in embarrassment.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others spent day and night praying to the Adepti. Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren wasteland today.
Wow.
The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were saved.
Hmm.
Wow. That's incredible!
Makes sense where the name Cloud Retainer came from then.
Mortal records add embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one ought, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you.
What?
So it was Paimon's bad for calling you illuminated.
Paimon, you're really disrespectful to people.
Too mad. Are you?
Maybe?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace?
Oh, she got a
And
job?
what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration?
What's she working at?
Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Rite?
That is a lot of questions.
That is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So with Chef Mao being swamped with
Oh,
customers, and Xiangling still off and
okay.
out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
Wow.
I see.
I didn't expect her
Most
to work at the
excellent
restaurant.
Indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Xiangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult. Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
That was a lie.
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ollie.
Oh.
One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
See you around, Ganyu! Whew. Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think?
No. You two were terrible
As soon as
there.
you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
Wait, for real?
For
The
real.
moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
Huh. She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
Maybe. The Wanman Restaurant. Jenna, how are you doing to staffing this place?
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh,
Oh, I'm far more interested in
These
getting
guys.
the details than ordering any dishes. Hey,
Wow.
how about you ask her?
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
you coward.
Shenhe!
Welcome.
They wanted to ask her and
May I
they
take
couldn't
your
do
order?
it.
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
It's been a while, Shen, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is?
This is Miss Xianyun.
Master?
Well,
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such
okay, so
ease?
only Ganyu knew then.
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
You...
Is something the matter, Master?
Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, if it isn't the traveler in Paimon, are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So I've got things covered for now.
Aw, what
Go
a
ahead,
good guy.
Sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Thank you, Chef Mao.
Talk about a good boss, man. It's rare to find those. Okay, where are we sitting? Oh, back here?
It's really got a lot going for it.
It's very, I didn't even realize there were seats back here, honestly.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
That is a good question, actually.
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
Scaring them off?
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
I can't blame them.
How should Paimon put this?
Sounds reasonable enough.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human
Sensible plan.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
I see. Just as expected of Master.
What she means to say is she actually misses the two of you a lot.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Aww.
Whoa. Her mood shot up just like that.
He's happy.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
Oh, Paimon, that's you.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Okay.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter, please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race.
Oh.
Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
What was the device
What
doing?
kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day. Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might,
you made an electric bike?
Keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against
I'm
mountainous
not that
terrain.
surprised. I just...
One was thwarted mere seconds from victory when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Oh.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights. 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
He's lonely. He missed his Xianyun Shenhe.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
We know you're lying.
It's nothing. It's just... Well, Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth, and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again.
Paimon, you're so
I'm just a
disrespectful.
little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me, they are both, Master. One is the Master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the Master that I respect and adore.
Huh. One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimations. This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule.
No
One
rule.
does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple, and it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
We're gonna give up the table now.
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
I'll try my best.
I never expected Shenhe to be working at a freaking restaurant. As more and more guests begin to trickle in, Paimon takes the opportunity to order a whole array of delicious dishes. Of course you would.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Can you eat this kind of food, Cloud Retainer? Is this food to your taste, Cloud Retainer?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Oh,
Everything's
not
so
the supreme
tasty.
cuisine
A
again.
bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
We're gonna give it up for sure.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
Okay, I'll ask around.
We have some room.
Excuse me, would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... Ah, well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
I don't mind either, as long as you don't mind our chatter.
Great! Thanks so much. My name is Xianyun, and this is my granny, Yuendai. Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young.
Oh, the flatterer.
Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
Why is she looking like that?
Granny, why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
What would you like to eat, Granny? I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms.
What?
They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
What?
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird.
Yeah,
Do
it
people
is.
actually eat that?
Can't hurt to ask. I don't even want to ask.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time.
That's what it
She's
is.
always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am every morning.
Oh. What about your parents?
They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
What is with you, Genshin, and killing off parents?
But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got. Wow.
Man, this little girl's had it hard.
Tough for your age, kid.
Yep.
You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? Ah, I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
Hopefully that person's not Hu
It was
Tao.
just a dream, so I
If so, you
forgot
should ignore
about
that.
it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again. You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times. But just how many times have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Does that mean you're possessed?
No. Come on. No.
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
Are you
Who
sure?
do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
That was a smooth,
You're right. Paimon almost
smooth
forgot
cover.
You're the expert. In that case, do you still remember what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave the situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
I'm not.
Just Xianyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh, we don't need any payment for this.
We're just curious about your situation and want to help if we can.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Xianyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her
Elementary,
younger
my
self,
dear Watson.
then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, The earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Those are very vague areas.
Okay, taking that as a no.
Yeah.
I might have an idea. Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster. If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shincho knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
To the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Already, but I'm still hungry.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
It seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Ah, you're gonna go talk to her, huh?
Rambler?
Yeah, Madam Ping.
Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
Where are you going, Granny?
Fresh milk. I need to buy you some fresh milk.
Oh.
Milk? Why?
You need to drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry. Hush, little one. Don't cry.
Granny, you're forgetting things again. I'm not a little baby anymore. I can eat spicy food now. Even the super spicy dishes, like their fish stew. I can eat 2 whole bowls, no problem.
Wonderful. Oh, wonderful. My darling granddaughter is all grown up.
I did not expect that sequence. Oh, yeah. Oh, I guess he was down there. Hello, Xingqiu.
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
Xingqiu! Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
You explain the situation to Xingqiu.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure.
That's fine. Anything is helpful and appreciated.
I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits in bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but It was just out of personal curiosity.
Hmm.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Shincho, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
That
Let me
actually
think.
is a good question.
In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Xianyun Peak. Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
You were a huge help.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something.
Erase yourself from public
There's
memory.
probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to
Reminds
tell
you
if
of
we
a
manage to
certain
uncover the
wanderer,
truth.
huh?
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Shincho. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar? Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Shincho, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them. Like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters.
Because
The
you were
drought
prepared
50
for them
years
now.
ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries. The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Xianyun and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Shincho. Thank you so much for your help.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Alright.
I wonder if she can see the kites here from Jinsa.
Time to meet up with Madam Ping. Might as well walk.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of help to you.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet You appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam Ping! What are you two talking about?
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Shinto has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yundai have joined up with us again.
You and Yuandai soon arrive at the scene.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much. What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny? According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng. Maybe that's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils.
Seems like the stories were on the right track. We should probably pay a visit to the 3 places mentioned in the book.
I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Let's rest here for a little while then.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Yes.
Sure thing. What would you like to know? I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
Okay. Oh, I wonder what the secret is.
What's wrong, Xianyun? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant, but are you guys all adepti in disguise?
How did she figure this out?
About that.
Outside of us, but why do you say that?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Xianyun call herself an adeptus. Must have been a slip of the tongue. Xianyun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Chuyu here what you really meant by that.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
Huh?
Yeah, she said it. She probably didn't.
I knew it.
You don't sound surprised at all.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane. I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So, I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an adeptus like that? A pure white illuminated crane?
It's probably Cloud
The only
Retainer.
two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Cloud Retainer?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your help.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first!
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
The Wangshu Inn.
Wangshu Inn. Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious. And if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock. I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window. Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again?
Let me guess.
Let me look.
I'll come with.
Let me guess. This is the room that we normally find Xiao in.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh? Whoa! Xiao, what are you doing here all of a sudden?
Oh, hi, Zhao.
I sensed a non-human presence and decided to come take a look. If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form.
You've met her in this form before?
I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Ah.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Is it? Why does that feel so realistic?
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
A Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape? When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago, when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
Of what?
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now.
Okay.
Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name.
Oh, we remember that
However,
one.
given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust you are in good hands.
Everyone! I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Oh.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinjo said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills. He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
The dementia you're suffering from now is actually...
But if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check? Paimon's brain kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up. Raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Next location. Next location. Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayunkars next? There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first.
Okay.
After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time.
Alright, looking for clues in northern... Oh. There's 3 spots. Okay. Let's start here. What about this place? Any memories?
I don't remember this place at all. I don't think I've ever been here before. Still, I was thinking, this place feels perfect for a game of hide and seek.
Huh? Why a game of hide and seek?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's because I used to play that game a lot with Xianyun when she was younger.
I don't remember playing it that much. Are you sure about that, Granny? We only played a few times, and we stopped once we realized I was no good at the whole seeking part.
Ah, is that so? Then I must be mistaken.
Not here then. Let's try somewhere else.
Next spot. I'm gonna be faster to teleport here. Oh, I haven't gotten No Honor Among Thieves in forever.
Whoa, why are there so many treasure hoarders here? Guess it's time to round up some bad guys. Ha. Umbrella warfare, I guess.
Treasure hoarders,
Do you
dispatch.
remember anything about this place, Granny Wendai?
Let me think. I feel like I've been here before, but I don't think I stayed here too long. I might have just rested here briefly before continuing on my way.
Got it. That's okay. There are still plenty of other places we can check.
Wait a second. If I remember correctly, I believe I brought... Ah, yes, I brought some sweet snacks with me. Go on, take some. You need to eat a lot if you want to grow big and strong.
Oh, thank you. Then Paimon will help herself.
Don't ask Paimon twice.
Where'd that come from?
Haha.
Paimon sees an abandoned house. Why don't we take a break over there?
This place... It's...
It? It?
Did you remember something, Granny?
I remember. Xianyun. This is where your father was born.
Oh.
It was a moonless night. I had been injured, so your grandpa was supporting me. We fled together with some being in the fog behind us in hot pursuit. I had exhausted my strength when the labor pains came on, so we took refuge in this house. Your grandpa set up a barrier outside, but neither of us knew if it could hold the monsters back. I remember that night. I remember falling to my knees, reciting a prayer over and over. I alone am the source of this sin. Punish me as you wish for forsaking my oath, but spare my innocent child.
Sin? Oath? Did you do something wrong?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Hmm.
I only remember praying in the darkness with all my strength until the sun finally rose again and the fog cleared out. Eventually, the house was filled with the sound of my baby's first cries. That baby was your father. I remember I clutched him tight to my chest and wept tears of joy. It was the first time I'd ever felt such happiness in my life.
My dad?
He was my pride and joy, and so are you, Xianyun. You're so much like him, and I love you both so much.
Aw.
But you're always going to be different from me. Why? Just what did I do?
I don't care what you might have done, Granny. You'll always be the person I love more than anything.
You're too sweet, Shuyu. I'm lucky to have you with me. If not for you, I would not have had the courage to come here, to try to remember what I had forgotten. All right, let's not stand around any longer. There's one place left, yes? Let's go take a look.
All right.
If one recalls correctly, the next place should be Xianyun Peak. Yuandai, how fares your health?
I may be a bit slow, but I'll do my best to keep up. I'm sorry to keep everyone waiting.
Climb on. I shall carry you to the top. Oh, such lightness of weight.
All those who grow old grow frail in the end, do they not? First, you lose your memory, then your health. Eventually, you end up losing everything. My only wish is to depart this world with a lucid mind, to free myself of this torment and the burden it places upon others.
Fret not. You have my aid in this endeavor.
Wayne. The final stop.
We're finally here. Does this place feel familiar to you, Granny One Day?
Let me see. How strange. Have I lived here before?
Take it easy. Take your time.
When we were at Wangshu Inn and the abandoned house earlier, though I couldn't remember everything, I still felt a sense of familiarity. I could easily picture myself in those places. But here, I don't have that feeling. Perhaps I did come here in the past, but it just didn't leave a strong impression on me.
But did the stories get it wrong then?
We can't expect them to get everything right.
Yeah, that's true. But they're also the only thing we have to go off of. Paimon was hoping this place would jog Granny Uendai's memory just like the others.
I'm sorry to disappoint you too.
It's all right. We're not going to give up yet. We'll figure something else out. Just you wait.
What's the next
Thank you.
next strategy?
If only I could remember. Huh? That way. What's that mountain?
Oh.
Oh, let Paimon look! Huh? Isn't that Mount Outsong? Looks like we've come full circle.
Full circle indeed.
Mount Outsong. Mount Outsong.
Granny, are you okay? Don't push yourself, Granny. It's okay if you can't remember. You shouldn't do something that makes you sad.
Mount Outsong, What am I really?
Mount Outsong holds some familiarity to you?
It does, but I can't go back.
Are you feeling unwell?
My head, it feels all heavy and dizzy. What is wrong with me?
Cloud, Miss Xianyun, is there anything you can do?
Let us go to Mount Outsong.
But...
Fret not, all will be well. You and you have already given more than enough to the pursuit of this endeavor. You may leave the rest to me. I've prepared something that can aid you in suppressing the fear in your heart and restoring your lost memories. It currently resides at Mount Outsong.
Wait, really? When did you do that?
I never leave anything to chance. All will reveal itself when we arrive.
All right. Oh, thank you. You made it easy. I thought you were gonna make us travel all the way across, but you gave us an easy access way. Oh, I see a new statue from here too. Right over there. It feels weird knowing that there is more over there now. Just haven't unlocked it.
Come on, just tell Paimon already! What's this thing you've prepared?
Hold on, Paimon. Just let it work.
Here, this is it.
Huh? But isn't this the mechanism that you were tinkering with when we first got here? Oh, is it another invention of yours?
Of course it is.
Precisely. A recent one at that. I am most pleased with the result. I call it the Suspensus Somnium mechanism. It periodically releases a soft breeze, which when paired with a gentle adeptal tune, can help the listener subconsciously relax and even enter a semi-hypnotic state.
Okay.
Soothing agitation and anxiety, relieving exhaustion and insomnia, its potential uses are numerous indeed. And of course, it can also aid in the recovery of lost memories.
Whoa, what a cool gadget! But if you had it all along, why did you keep it to yourself until just now? We could have come to Mount Outsong right off the bat and saved time on a lot of floating.
How preposterous. Had Yuendai not recalled much of her past through her own efforts, the device would have nothing to draw upon. We Adepti can only help those who first resolve to help themselves.
He said
Had
it.
she lacked such determination and strength of character, one would have little to offer in way of assistance.
Paimon thinks she gets it now. Hey, what's that other thing?
As previously mentioned, a gentle adeptal tune is required to take full advantage of the mechanism. One secured such a tune from Streetward Rambler. Only with her melodies can the mechanism reach its peak power.
Whoa, Paimon can feel what you mean. Paimon's body feels light as a feather. It's as if she's lying down on a warm patch of grass after a super satisfying meal.
And you, Yuendai, is the mechanism helping you to relax? It appears she has already succumbed to the depths of reverie. Come, join one on this side. We shall give her some time to herself.
The drought is over. But why do you look like you want to cry?
The potion. It's nearly run its course.
I've never regretted meeting you. Not even for a second.
Please. Please, no. Have you forgotten? This is the world you left behind. One of gentle breeze and morning dew, perfectly straddled betwixt the realms of heaven and earth. This is your home. This is where you belong. You should have never left. The you of the past, the me from not that long ago. We should have never.
He was the white crane.
So that is the truth. No wonder this place is so familiar. Granny!
Granny, are you okay?
Cloud Retainer.
Yeah, he knows.
Your memories have returned.
Wait, did you just call her by her full name? Does that mean
Yeah, I think she's an
already
adeptus.
knew each other?
Yes, I now remember everything. Everything.
Granny, please don't cry. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, my dear child. Granny is fine. I'm so sorry, everyone. You've gone to so much trouble on my behalf. It's all come back to me now. The most important thing that I had forgotten
An Adeptus, or was she just a crane
of what I once was.
that got transformed?
One can sense the guilt that now plagues your conscience. Reclaiming a truth long buried is sure to come with a myriad of complex emotions. Perhaps one should recount the story on your behalf while you compose yourself.
No, it's okay. Now that I've remembered, I must face my memories head on.
Time for a cutscene?
Show you, everyone.
Probably time for a
I
cutscene.
cannot thank you enough for all your help. I'm ready to tell you my story, if you're willing to listen.
It's story
Please,
time.
Granny, don't force yourself. What happened in the past doesn't matter. I love you more than anything. Nothing you say can change that.
I know, dear child. My feelings for you are exactly the same. It is for this reason that you deserve to know the truth. Some time ago, I made a terrible mistake. One for which I could never atone.
Is this the sin that you mentioned in Xianyun Karst?
Oh.
What happened?
It was the sin. Okay.
I am, in truth, not a human being. My real form, one that I held for centuries, was that of a wild crane. I spent many, many years living on Mount Outsong, bathing in the soft breeze and drinking the sweet dew of the mountains. At some point, I somehow gained wisdom and sentience. The Lord of the Mountain, Cloud Retainer, became aware of my existence and began to share many stories with me. She even passed on the secret of cultivation to me. Though she never took me on as a formal disciple, I always saw her as my master.
Another student.
Whenever she took out her tools to work on mechanisms or new inventions, I would also stand next to her and watch. I even contemplated completing my training and becoming an adeptus in my own right.
Oh, you
I
never
followed her
became an
teachings,
Adeptus. Okay.
And time gradually passed us by. Until that fateful day 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
During the drought that struck Liyue?
That's right. Master regaled me with many stories of her past deeds. From them, I learned how she had saved people from a similar crisis in the past. She was the one I looked up to the most. More than anything, I dreamt of becoming an adeptus like her. I wanted to travel the land like she had, relieving suffering wherever I went. But I was still far from being a real adeptus. I possessed no ability to take on human form and fit in with the crowd. Once she learned of my desires, Master prepared a special dose of human mimicry potion for me. She warned me that the potion's effects would only last 10 years, and if I were to fail to return to my original form at the end of that time, I would forever forget my past as a crane and become something neither human, beast, nor adeptus.
Oh.
Oh no. So that was the source of your dementia all along.
But you never turned back into a crane.
Was it because of Grandpa?
Indeed, I fell in love. Though he was human, he had spent his entire life training on Mount Tianheng. When we met, it was not only my first foray into the world below, but his as well. Although clumsy and impulsive as he was, you'd think he was the real strange bird among the two of us. But still, just like me, he cared deeply about the world and wanted, more than anything, to cleanse it of all pain and suffering. I could not help but fall for him. But my time continued to tick away.
Those 10 years passed by in a flash. Yet I did not want to leave his side, so I...
Oh no, what happened next?
I committed an offense. I wanted to stay with him, even if it meant living a life full of pain and suffering, even if it meant that I would eventually turn into a monstrosity. I knew I had betrayed Master's hopes, but I was too ashamed to face her. So I wrote her a long letter instead and asked someone to leave it outside her abode. I was convinced that she would not support my decision, and I lacked the courage to speak to her face to face. In my shame, I fled and tried to hide from the world, such that no one would be able to find me again.
So that's why the nameless heroine hid herself.
But that was only the beginning of my troubles. I began to suffer from a strange illness. My memories became hazy and confused, and I could no longer keep myself awake. I understood that my pain was caused by my refusal to return to the life I was fated to lead. Along with my memories as a crane, I soon forgot the true cause of my suffering as well. I knew only that I had committed a sin. All I could do was pray for forgiveness, even if I had long forgotten what needed to be forgiven. Looking back, I was beyond lucky to have come across that traveling merchant at Wangshu Inn. It was such a fortunate coincidence that we were there at the same time.
Traveling merchant.
If it weren't for those soul-revitalizing tea pills, I probably would have...
Granny, what's wrong?
Coincidence? Why did I ever think it was a coincidence? Tea pills concocted using the blood of an adeptus? No, it couldn't be. Master, don't tell me. Back then, that merchant was actually...
Probably her.
Human custom would dictate the conferral of gifts to be in order when one's progeny is wedded, would it not? Consider the pills a symbol of one's best wishes.
So when I tried to conceal my name and mistakes from the world and hide myself away in perpetuity, the only person I managed to deceive was myself. You knew where I was all along.
One still remembers when you were but a fledgling. You possessed a certain fondness for a particular game. You would hide yourself among a group of wild cranes and ask one to pick you out from among the flock. One found you with such ease every time. 'Tis a truth most evident. One always recognizes one's own, no matter what form they may take.
Wait! Paimon's confused!
What are you confused about?
So, Cloud Retainer, you found Yuendai again? But how? When? And what happened after that?
Perhaps it is now time for one to recount the rest of the tale.
Okay. Oh. Is it a cutscene? Story time in a cutscene, maybe? Oh. Trial. Okay. I'm a-okay with that.
One was furious upon receiving your letter. Seized with anger, one set out to bring you to your senses.
Skyward! Skyward! Scatter!
Gotta look out for chests.
In truth, one had more than a few misgivings about your chosen partner. As an exorcist, his talent was lacking. One could hardly say his skill with sigils was any better. But soon, one came to appreciate the devotion he bestowed upon you during your illness. He never uttered a complaint and rarely left your side. Unwilling to begrudge someone of such character, one decided to overlook his aforementioned deficiencies, glaring though they may have been. Wishing to grant you a life without regrets, one gathered many divine ingredients and used one's own blood to create a form of medicine. Though imperfect, it managed to suppress the more dire effects of your illness. As for how to deliver the medicine, after much contemplation, one eventually decided to perform the deed oneself. One took great care to alter one's features and select the appropriate attire. Only after meticulous scrutiny did
He
one
actually
finally
surprisingly
set out
looks
for
good
one
with a
shoe
mustache
in.
and a beard.
As one expected, you were most ignorant of one's true identity. You showed not even the slightest inkling of recognition. One was quite torn. Should one have celebrated the success of one's disguise, or mourn the loss of your acquaintance?
Skyward! Scatter!
It does have a pretty short cooldown, doesn't it?
Skyward!
He's very good for exploration, I suppose. We have a lot of those already.
Nevertheless, one would speak to you about another matter, if you are amenable. Even considering your loss of memory, one was simply flabbergasted that you could so easily forget the consequences of consuming medicine infused with Adepto blood. Its proclivity to attract monsters is hardly that complicated of a concept to remember. To think that you tried to travel while weak from sickness and heavy with child. Had one not intervened to clear the fog, all of you would have been lost during the night.
Ah.
Skyward! Scatter! Yeah! Yeah!
Seize the skies!
I'm Xiao!
Make way for the Adeptus!
I'm Xiao.
Those monsters would hardly have pursued you with such ferocity without sufficient incentive. They were likely incited by the presence of godly remains. Said godly remains, in turn, were likely drawn to the trace of one scent on your body.
Ah.
One was, after all, an active participant in the Archon War. Some of the gods were likely shattered by contraptions of one's very making. In the end, one was relieved to see you endure through the night. At the break of dawn, one heard an infant's cry pierce through the air, and one saw you carefully cradle the child to your chest. Although certain mortal matters remain foreign to me, one could not help but be moved by your joy. To see you happy, that was more than enough. Now you should have a complete understanding of the events.
Wait! But if that's true, then the crane who took care of me when I was sick must also be...
Yep.
One had
Yeah.
almost neglected to recount the absurdities of that tale.
Oh, so we're seeing that tail now. That also fulfills our dailies.
Yeah! Skyward!
Just as you and I troubled one with her antics, so did you give one many a headache. Upon finding you burning with fever, one made plans to bring you back to one's abode for treatment. However, upon seeing one's form, you began to cry, refusing to get on one's back. When one asked you why, apparently you believed that one could not possibly be a true Adeptus, because all illuminated cranes are white from tip to toe. One had no choice but to apply powder to one's body to conceal the variegated nature of one's appearance. You became more than amenable enough when one stood before you devoid of any other coloring. It bears mentioning, however, that as a crane, Yuendai was nearly entirely pure white in color. Though you had never encountered her in that form, you still recognized the essence of her being. Perhaps fate brought you two together in more ways than one. Now all has been revealed. One owes you an apology, you and I. One recognized you upon your very entrance into Wanmin Restaurant. One has always viewed you as a disciple of equal standing with Ganyu and Shenhe. Indeed, one wished to bring your story to a satisfactory end with this visit to Liyue Harbor. Still, one could not reveal your identity right away. Had one simply informed you of all you had lost, all those cherished memories would merely have become the fictionalized account of another. Memories are most meaningful when recalled by those who lived through them. Would you not agree? Even if the process was painful and arduous to experience. Have you any further inquiries?
Master, I must ask. If you found me all those years ago, why did you leave me be, even though you knew about my mistake? Why did you not bring me back to Mount Outsong by force?
One has never regarded your action as a mistake. It was a simple choice, nothing more. When it is time for one's progeny to leave the nest, it is the responsibility of an elder to let them fly free. Yet, when your wings grow weary and the night grows dark, just know that you always have a place to which to return. 'Tis a refuge referred to by many a name in mortal writing. Home, nest, haven. Whatever its denomination may be, its essence remains quite unchanged. One speaks, of course, of a place not unlike one's own abode. One's disciples are free to come and go as they wish, yet the door remains forever open to those who wish to return. One rather hopes you count yourself among them.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You and I. One expects you too have sensed the rapid deterioration of your condition as of late. Have you not? 40 years ago, you chose a path without a future. Though one used one's own blood to provide you with a few decades of extra time, it merely delayed the inevitable. One may have extended the path, yet one was unable to alter its final destination. Even the power of an Adeptus has its limits. Had your condition continued to deteriorate, you would have forgotten your life as a human entirely. In the end, you would have turned into a creature lacking in the ability to even comprehend its own monstrousness.
I wonder what that would have been.
Fortunately, you were able to avoid that scenario by reclaiming your memories. Though one sped the process along by providing some guidance, The result is entirely a reflection of your own effort.
So, what's gonna happen to Granny?
One will help her reclaim her original form as a wild crane. If it be fated, she may recover her sentience one day.
She's gotta go back to being a regular crane, huh?
Oh, is there no other way?
Master, you've already done more than enough for me. I don't know how I could possibly repay your kindness. This is a better result than I could have ever hoped for. How much time do I have left?
Not long. The transformation is imminent.
Granny? Please don't leave, okay? You're all I have left. Please!
Don't be sad, dear child. Granny has led a wonderful life. My only regret is having to leave you behind. Don't forget to eat well, okay? A growing young lady like yourself needs lots of good food to grow big and strong. Promise Granny you'll take good care of yourself when I'm gone.
Girl's losing all of her parents.
I promise, Granny. I'll do whatever you say.
Good girl. Good girl. Don't worry. It's not goodbye forever. Granny's gonna become the most formidable crane in all of Mount Outsung. Granny will train day and night. I won't stop until I can turn into a human without having to rely on anything but my own power. When that day comes, we'll be able to live together again. You and I.
Planning to become an adeptus, I guess? I mean, that is a possibility, I suppose.
That's a good girl. Even though we won't see each other for a little while, as long as we both work hard, we're sure to meet again someday.
I'll eat well, Granny. I promise. And I'll wait for you, no matter how long it takes. I'll wait for you to come back.
That's a good girl. Then Granny really has no more regrets. I'm so sorry, Master. Thank you for everything.
The silence. Oh, she's transforming back. Back to a crane.
Xianyun.
Let her be. At her age, crying is a natural, if not fitting, response to such an event. Tears are a necessary part of maturation. Sometimes there is scarcely a better vehicle to wash away the toll of stress and misery. Now that the issue has been resolved, you should also take a moment to relax. Give yourself some time to rest. Take a nap if you must. One will wake you in due time.
Relaxation time. Oh, okay, here's the cutscene. The Dreamland. Yeah, I figured this would be a dream sequence. This is something we saw in the trailer.
I always believed we would see each other again, that our days of separation would finally end, and all my troubles would be behind me.
A big old dream.
If only things could stay this way forever.
A nightmare? Curious. If you're relaxed, shouldn't your dreams be pleasant?
It was a good dream. It's just...
You weren't ready to wake up.
Yep.
Eloquent as one may be, words of comfort are not one's strong suit. You are doing all you can. One can see your strength of will, your fearlessness in the face of danger. And so, whatever your dream may be, one believes that you shall achieve it. Of course, whenever the perils you face overwhelm you, or you become weary, one is always here for you. After all, as an elder, it is only right to look out for the young ones.
Of course.
Grilled chicken drumsticks.
I'm not surprised.
Was Paimon sleeping just now?
Yeah.
Oh, Paimon wasn't talking to you. Paimon had a dream about eating grilled chicken drumsticks, that's all. Madam Adeptus? Oh, Xianyun, you're awake. How do you feel? I feel a little better. Thanks. I know I'll see Granny again someday, so I don't feel so sad anymore. Madam Adeptus, could I ask you something?
Ah.
Would you take me in as a disciple?
Oh, and have you reasons for this sudden interest?
I know Granny thought what she did back then was wrong. She felt really bad about it. But without that mistake, I would have never been born. Even though Granny lost her memories, she never forgot to show me how much she loved me. So, I thought maybe one day, I could become a cool Adeptus like you, and help a whole bunch of people, just like Granny wanted to do.
Upon some reflection, one supposes you are no mere mortal. The fact that Yuendai's blood flows through your veins is proof enough of that.
I had a feeling of
If this
that.
is what you desire, one shall make it so.
He has the blood of.
Thank you so much, Madam Adeptus. No, I mean, Master. Xianyun, are you sure about this? Paimon's gonna let you in on a little secret. We've seen Cloud Retainer's 2 other disciples, and they pretty much eat nothing but bitter herbs like chin-chin and violet grass.
You're gonna make that the end all be all?
If you join them, you'll never enjoy One-Man Restaurant's delicious cooking ever again.
How utterly preposterous. One has never enforced such a rule. Every individual must find their own path to enlightenment. So long as one retains a pureness of spirit, one's dietary proclivities are quite irrelevant.
Well, you say that, but Paimon's not seeing any tasty treats up here now, is she?
Although Mount Outsong is rich in natural beauty, its location does preclude access to certain finer mortal comforts. That is precisely why one plans to relocate to Liyue Harbor. Shu Yu shall have the honor of becoming one's first disciple in the human world.
Oh.
Whoa. You're leaving Mount Outsong?
Is that why you took on this human form?
One has never concerned oneself with the location of one's residence. From the very beginning, one has sought only solace and peace. Yet in the end, all of one's disciples ended up in Liyue Harbor.
That's true.
Guanyu, Shenhe, you and I, they all chose a life among the mortal world.
Yeah, that's fair.
One has reflected on this fact for many years now. One can only assume that it is due to some failing on one's part as an elder or master. A failing, perhaps, of recognizing what it was they truly wanted. One is most curious as to what aspect of Liyue Harbor could have enticed them to remain there. One could hardly offer an opinion on the matter, but perhaps some time in the harbor will prove instructive. Why are you all so silent?
Oh, you know.
Paimon is, just a bit shocked, that's all. So, does this mean we can grab a meal together in Liyue Harbor sometime?
One has precious little time to squander. However, if one finds oneself otherwise unoccupied, one would not be opposed to the idea.
Okay, okay.
One will be assuming the identity of a human while residing in Liyue Harbor. You should take care to avoid disclosing one's true identity.
Odds are you're gonna do that yourself.
Don't worry, we'll help you keep it a secret. So, when can we expect to start seeing you in the city?
Perhaps in 2 days' time. One has some matters to see to before one's departure. Preparation is the key to success, after all. One plans to put up various items from one's collection for sale.
Oh.
The earnings should provide for a comfortable living in Liyue Harbor. One has already picked out a handsome property near Chuhu Rock. 'Tis no small purchase, but what is mortal life if not one expense after another?
Seems like you've really thought of everything. Then how about we meet up in Liyue Harbor in 2 days?
This is a very long story.
Plan. See you then. Oh, also, why don't you take this suspensus somnium mechanism as a souvenir? Anytime you should feel ill at ease in the future, you may try quieting your mind and sitting in meditation as you listen to its melodies.
Oh, is this for the
Might help you
teapot?
find a new perspective.
It might be for the teapot.
Awesome! Thanks, Cloud Retainer! Hey, didn't we promise Shincho that we'd tell him what we found out?
Oh.
Should we make a trip to the Feiyun Commerce Guild? It's totally up to you.
I mean, I guess we could. Oh, let's talk to Herbert.
So, about your move to Liyue Harbor, you gonna tell the other Adepti about it?
I have left an explanatory note in my abode. Those 2 old fossils will discover it, I am sure, should they come seeking my company. Considering their recent penchant for going off on private escapades, however, I thought...
Okay. See what she has to say.
By the way, Xianyun, we have a friend who helped us learn a lot of information about your granny. Is it okay if we tell him the full story?
Sure. I don't think Granny would mind. As long as you don't tell a whole bunch of people.
Okay.
I don't think she'd want too many people to know. They might go to Mount Outsong and start bugging her about it. Granny needs to focus on her training, you know? But telling a friend or two is probably fine.
No worries, our friend can...
Alright. I guess we'll go to the Feiyun Commerce Guild. What's the easiest way to get? This way. Hi, Xingqiu.
We meet again, dear friends.
Great! And it's all thanks to you!
We tell him the entire story.
Ah, I see. So the stories didn't get it right after all. Even though she was a celebrated heroine, she had to bear a heavy burden that... Thank goodness for the help of that Adeptus. At least she was able to recover what she had lost. Although I cannot claim to know exactly how their story will unfold from here, I trust the ending will be a happy one. Those united in a common... Thank you for helping me fill in the gaps. And don't worry, I'll keep this all to myself. It's not my story to tell, after all.
Alright, wait 2 days. I will skip forward. Alright, tomorrow and then the day after tomorrow. I'm pretty sure the Act 1 shouldn't take like too long. Maybe an hour tops. Because there's quite a few. I think there's like 3 or 4 acts. I don't remember in my head. But they're unlocked over time. Let's close over here.
Your concerns are excessive and unfounded. This is but a simple collection of ordinary valuables. Such intense scrutiny is hardly necessary.
To be quite honest, your insistence on that fact is my primary cause for concern. In what way are any of these ordinary? Every single item here could be worth more than everything I own combined. I simply can't risk shelling out that kind of mora without proper scrutiny. If I'm wrong, I would never be able to earn it back, not even if I worked every single day for the rest of my life. I have to be careful. Yes, you can never be too careful.
We're here, Clow. Miss Xianyun, what are you guys arguing about?
Ah, perfect timing. This ignoramus is questioning the authenticity of my wares.
Ignoramus.
I'll have you know, these items have remained untouched in my personal collection for several hundred years. To question their legitimacy is pure folly.
Several hundred years?
You're not really trying to hide anything.
They're family heirlooms, you see.
Okay, nice
passed
cover.
down over many generations, as families are wont to do.
Yep, they've definitely been around a while. We can vouch for her on that one.
Hear that? Had I not found myself in need of mora, I would scarcely have had the heart to part with them. Indeed, you should consider it an honor to even have the opportunity to behold them with your own eyes. Doubt their authenticity any further, and I may just decide to take them to another buyer.
Whoa, please don't go! I apologize for any insult, miss. You see, I know full well that I lack the knowledge to judge the true worth of these items. If you could wait but a moment, I've hired an expert to appraise them for me. He should be here shortly.
Is it Zhongli?
Expert, you say?
Is it Zhongli? It has to be.
I will wait for a little while longer then. Traveler, Paimon, this is my new residence. If you have cause to seek my company in the future, this is where you can find me.
Master! Oh, it's you two again.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Xianyun! You got a new outfit! It looks great on you.
Mm-hmm. Master made it for me. I like it too.
Huh? You know how to make clothes?
Do I know how to make clothes? With the support of the proper mechanism, sewing is hardly a challenge.
Did you make Ganyu and Shenna's clothes too?
Master, I brought in most of my stuff. There's a few boxes left, but they're kind of heavy, so I just left them outside.
Fret not. I shall help you move them into your room.
Actually, I should probably sort through my stuff a bit first. Everything's kind of messy right now, so maybe you could not look yet, Master? Yeah, that'd be great.
It appears my young apprentice has her own fair share of secrets. No matter. Do what you must, child. Now, this expert you mentioned, when can we expect
It
their
is.
arrival?
It's definitely Zhongli.
Soon. Ah, there he is. Here, allow me to make some
Yeah, I
introductions.
knew it.
This is Mr. Zhongli, a well-respected consultant at Wangshang Funeral Parlor and an expert in all manner of valuables and antiques.
He's gonna
Mr. Zhongli, this is Miss Xianyun. She's the one who's looking to sell the collection of valuables I mentioned earlier.
He knows. He already knows.
Huh.
If it isn't Miss Xianyun. It has been quite some time since our last meeting. What a serendipitous reunion.
Indeed, most serendipitous. Have you been faring well as of late, Mr. Zhongli?
This conversation.
Quite well, thank you. I was fortunate enough over the past few days to enjoy both a stroll in the mountains and a fresh brew of tea from the most recent harvest. The experiences left me with such insight and peace.
Huh. So you two are already acquainted?
Indeed. How fortunate we are that fate has brought us together again. If you are otherwise unaware, allow me to inform you that Miss Xianyun is a well-regarded collector and appraiser. She is well-versed in all fields, and oft-celebrated for her impeccable taste. You stand to gain much from this opportunity.
You are too kind, Mr. Zhongli. True collectors pride themselves on their wealth of knowledge and eye for detail. I can say without a doubt that you are foremost in that regard.
Why, you flatter me, Miss Xianyun. It would seem that you are as self-effacing as ever.
Not at all, Mr. Zhongli. Not at all.
While I am loath to butt into this conversation, I must ask, you two already knew each other, and you seem to have quite a cordial relationship. Can I be certain that you're not working together to swindle me? I mean, you never know.
Huh! A preposterous accusation. The heavens themselves would collapse before we would conspire to do such a thing.
Miss Xianyun speaks the truth. Contracts are built on honesty and trust. If that proves to be beyond your capabilities in this instance, this transaction may be taken elsewhere.
Say no more. Let us depart.
I jest. What fool would still harbor doubts after Mr. Zhongli himself has vouched for the goods? Miss Xianyun, wait!
It is a very funny thing here.
I deeply apologize for doubting you. So, Mr. Zhongli, could you please give me a final verdict on the value of these items?
There is no cause for concern. They are indeed rare and precious valuables. Take this mechanism, for instance. Though one may not immediately perceive its purpose, its structure and appearance are exquisite enough to merit it a place in any fine home. The same can be said for this one here. Few could hope to possess an item that so perfectly blends mechanical wonder with geometric grace. I am sure you have heard from your travels that the study of mechanisms is among the most wondrous arts in this world. With that in mind, I earnestly recommend procuring every last item in this collection.
All right. Since I hired you as my consultant, Mr. Zhongli, I shall, of course, trust your good opinion. Then, in that case, Miss Xianyun, I'll take the lot. However, since the final sum is quite large, how about we start with an initial deposit through the Northland Bank?
The Northland Bank? Huh. Oh, you refer to the fiduciary house. Oh, very well.
I fear people only use the term bank nowadays. In that case, I'll be off for now. I'll return to collect the goods once you've received the funds.
Okay, now we can have an actual conversation. They're gone now.
My friends, have you been doing well?
We've been great. How about you? Paimon didn't know you were such a busy consultant.
My days have been quite pleasant as well. I had been quietly enjoying a cup of tea when Mr. Xiaozu requested my services. As for you, Miss Xianyun, I presume you must be looking to settle in the city?
I must say, the name Xianyun sounds exceedingly strange coming from you.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could dispense of that particular epithet in further conversation.
Whatever for. Am I not addressing you as a friend should?
Well, that is true, but... Alas, refer to me however you will. After all, a name exists such that others may address you with it. One is hardly ignorant of that fact.
It would seem that you have gained many valuable insights over the years, Cloud Retainer.
One has indeed. One's previous stays were all brief. Now that one has made up one's mind to move and settle, one has gained a much better appreciation of the hubbub and commotion of the city, as well as the people's hard work and ardor. This city is much changed from how it was more than 1,000 years ago.
Not unlike the ocean tides, so too shall the movement of people ebb and flow. From turmoil to peace, enlightenment to aspiration. Human society possesses limitless potential. In another 1,000 years, the scene we witness here may change in ways that are impossible for either of us to imagine.
Alright, that's enough reflection for one day. No need to get all sentimental on us.
You make a valid point, Paimon. Now that the sale has concluded, what say one plays the host as we try some specialty dishes together? One must profess great interest in trying bamboo shoot soup.
Perhaps you have forgotten, Cloud Retainer, but I once tried my hand at that dish. You were at the table on that occasion, so logic dictates that you should have already tried it.
Oh? What occasion was this?
It was a reunion between friends several centuries ago. Alas, you must have been too preoccupied to secure yourself a portion. Or perhaps our other companions simply availed themselves of faster reflexes on that occasion.
Hardly. 'Twas most certainly out of consideration for the others in attendance. In but a moment, one will show you what it means to have a true deftness of hand. It is settled then. Bamboo shoot soup, mora meat, crab roe tofu, triple-layered consommé. We shall enjoy the lot.
Oh, he spoke Paimon's language.
Passed word to Shenhe and Ganyu to make a reservation. It is prime time for them to meet one's newest disciple. Is that agreeable to everyone?
It should be a most splendid occasion.
Thank you so much, Cloud Retainer.
Shu Yu, come now, it is time to dine. Ah, this gentleman over here is Mr. Zhang Li. He is,
A humble employee of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Yeah, we don't want to...
acquaintance.
We can't reveal his
Nice
identity.
to meet you too, Mr. Zhengli.
That should be everyone, right? Let's go!
Sounds good. Actually, Master, have you ever tried Adeptus' temptation? I heard it's impossible to stop eating after even just one bite. You know, 'cause it's super tempting and stuff. Is that true?
That sounds rather implausible. Although with the right preparation, certain dishes can be too delicious to resist.
Huh? Why are you all walking so fast? Hey, wait for Paimon!
Float faster.
Hey, wait up!
Float faster. That was fun. Alright, let's go check out Act 1. Oh, actually, while we're over here, just to make it quick, we can go ahead and complete our commission over here.
Ad Astra.
Just make it quicker.
Thank you for
Alright. Time for Act 1. Alright, so I'm guessing here, yep. that story lasted a lot longer than I expected. Hey, it's Charlotte and Kaching.
Kaching and Charlotte. Paimon never thought she'd see you two together.
Nice to see you again, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh, we're not interrupting anything, are we?
Not at all. I wasn't in the middle of an interview or anything. I was just asking Miss Kuching about purchasing a kite.
Oh.
A kite? Are you buying some regional specialties to bring back to Fontaine?
Well, yes. And...
And?
Seems you haven't heard yet. The theme of this year's Lantern Rite is kites.
Oh.
Oh, so that's why Paimon has seen so many floating in the sky.
Liyue Harbor is always changing, so it is only fitting that Lantern Rite should change in turn. The Qixing believes it would benefit Liyue to build on our own cultural foundation by embracing the technologies of other nations. After all, it is said that the stones of another mountain may serve to better polish one's own jade.
Yeah, remember my business meeting with Tianquan Ningguang the last time I was in Liyue Harbor? That's what it was about.
You did?
But
I can't remember.
all I really did was use my network to introduce Lady Ningguang to some interesting people. I'm not sure that quite counts as fostering cooperation.
In the end, we decided to combine Liyue's traditional art of kite making with Fontaine's mechanical vertical lifting device.
Mechanical lifting device? Sounds pretty impressive. But don't kites just use the wind to fly? Why would you need to add something mechanical?
Well, you've actually just answered your own question, Paimon. How high and far a kite can fly depends as much on the weather conditions as on the skill of the person holding the string.
Okay.
But as soon as there's no wind, you can only flail about helplessly like a sweet flower medaka out of water. Experience doesn't matter at that point.
Exactly. Liyue is now a nation ruled by humans after all. It's about time we had the power to make a kite fly, don't you think? Plus, the easier we can make it to enjoy, the more people will want to participate.
It's not a bad idea.
Right? I also thought it was a novel idea. Plus, it shouldn't cost much to do.
Yeah.
With Miss Charlotte's help, everything has gone smoothly. Our new mechanical kites are already available to purchase from a stall in the harbor. We're having trouble keeping up with demand. We also gave quite a bit of thought to the price. We didn't want it to be too much more expensive than a traditional kite.
Cool! Turns out you two and Ningguang like playing with toys just as much as Paimon!
Toys? They're not exactly toys.
Kites can be considered
See, Miss
toys.
Kuching? That does seem to be everyone's first reaction.
Although kites are one of our most time-honored cultural relics, outside of their use in certain ceremonies, I suppose they're considered playthings more than anything now.
Yep.
But to me, there's so much more than that. Think for a second about how remarkable it is that a flimsy paper kite attached to a string has the capacity to touch the sky. It is this slight piece of paper that also carries the weight of Liyue's cultural traditions. There's an old poem that goes, "O kite born of paper, flying true in sound, a lone traveler wanders, just waiting to be found."
That's the phrase. Send them love, send them word, send them homeward bound. You didn't finish it.
In the past, poets from Liyue used kites to symbolize a feeling of longing, or evoke the peacefulness of idyllic rural scenery. If the people of today can derive enjoyment from this activity, they will not only be more likely to better appreciate the tradition, but also to pass it down to the people of tomorrow.
That's the Kuching we know, always thinking 5 steps ahead of anyone else.
Well said, Miss Kuching. I've learned quite a bit myself.
As long as you're willing to listen, I'm happy to share. I also know quite a lot about the various folk traditions related to kites. For example, whenever a kite blew away, people would say it was the Adepti that summoned the wind to take it away as an offering. That way, you can turn an unfortunate event into an auspicious one.
Okay.
What about something more fun? Do you know anything like that?
More fun. Let me think. Oh, I suppose we should first talk about how kites are made. It's another one of our precious forms of traditional craftsmanship. My grandfather told me that, back when he was a boy, children learned the art of kite making step by step from their elders. First, you use the thin strips of bamboo to construct the frame. Then, you draw a design of your choice on a piece of paper, paste it onto the frame, and tie on the string. Then, you look towards the sky and release the kite to soar among the clouds. Some people write down certain names or desires on their kites, cut the string, and let them fly free. Others may place particular thoughts or meaning into the design itself.
Are certain designs associated with certain meanings? I'm gonna jot all of this down.
Well, for example, kites in the shape of a butterfly typically symbolize freedom, happiness, or the desire to break free.
Fascinating. What else can you tell me?
The scissored-tailed swallow is the most classic design. It symbolizes good fortune and joyful tidings. Different colors also have small variations in meaning.
Are these commonly understood meanings and symbols in Liyue? Kind of like the language of flowers in Fontaine.
I believe so. Most have probably heard something about it from their elders at some point. If you're interested, Miss Charlotte, I have several books on the topic that I could lend you. They could be a useful reference.
Why are there two guys in the shot?
That would be a huge help! Great! Looks like I've got the outline for quite the article on my hands.
Hope it goes well.
Perfect! We're gonna take a look around.
Then I'll show Miss Charlotte to my home for a little while. I almost forgot. The Ministry of Civil Affairs is hosting a kite flying contest on the night of Lantern Rite.
Oh.
If you're interested, you're more than welcome to bring a kite and participate. The rules are simple. Whoever flies their kite the highest and furthest within the time limit will receive a special honor along with a secret prize.
Secret prize?
I've already prepared more than enough empty film for the event. I can see the spectacle already.
We'll be there. We've got in the bag.
Oh, Paimon was on board the moment you said secret prize.
Oh, and it hopes it's food.
Then I'll look forward to seeing your performance.
You bet! See you then! Wait, Traveler? Take a peek to your right. Do you see those two people lurking over there?
Yeah, we saw them.
Is it just Paimon? Or were they staring at us the whole time we were talking to Kuching and Charlotte just now? They seem fishy.
The Qixing do attract a lot of attention.
Huh. Well, yes, but something's up. Paimon just has a bad feeling.
Let's go talk to him.
Do you think they could be treasure hoarders? They always seem to be stirring up trouble during Lantern Rite.
We can go talk to him. Show him what's what.
Oh, Paimon's sick of waiting around for something bad to happen. We should strike first, you know. Foil their plans before they even begin. You go right, Paimon will go left.
Wait, Paimon. Part 1. Alright, let's go beat him up. Paimon's going first. Oh.
It is with such an air of urgency that you appear before us. Your comportment suggests you believe us to have committed some heinous crime. Perhaps you could enlighten us as to your intentions.
Whoa, where did this fuddy-duddy come from?
Interesting voice.
You should be the one doing the enlightening, buddy. Don't think we didn't notice you eavesdropping. One look and we could tell you were up to no good. Tell us everything, starting with your name.
One bears no secrets before two such as yourselves. You stand in the presence of the mighty and illuminated Adeptus, Mooncarver. For the purpose of this foray into the mortal realm, however, you may address one as Hojong.
Okay. I didn't expect we'd see their human form so soon. Okay, then. Interesting.
You kidding? That deer's got his head stuck so far up in the clouds, there's no way he'd humble himself down here with the rest of us.
You may want to hold your tongue, Paimon.
Don't think that Paimon is gonna believe you just because you know her name. Let Paimon guess. You're supposed to be Mountain Shaper, right?
Yes.
Indeed. Mooncarver and myself have descended upon the mortal realm for a visit. The two of you may call me Jiahu.
Huh. Looks like you did your research. But in our experience, the harder you try to lead us on, the more likely it is that we've got a big fish on our hands. We'll go straight to the Millilith and have you arrested for impersonating a death guy.
Okay, Paimon, you can stop.
Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
If you really are who you claim to be, perhaps you can prove it?
Right. Tell us something that only an Adeptus would know. And it better not be some common knowledge that any person on the street could tell you.
During the last Lantern Rite, we gathered at Mount Hulao with Rex Lapis and made use of Cloud Retainer's supreme cuisine machine to prepare bamboo shoot soup. Perhaps you have some recollection? The flavor of that soup was more than enough to whet one's appetite. As such, Cloud Retainer assented to my use of the device beyond that singular occasion, providing other recipes to boot. Since then, one has dabbled in the pleasures of the culinary arts whenever time allows.
Dabbled? Upon one's last sojourn to your mountain, did you not immediately attempt to hide the device behind a chunk of amber as soon as one's presence was known?
Did one not speak up on your behalf but a moment ago? This is how you choose to repay that kindness?
One is simply trying to emphasize the veracity of our claim.
That does not mean you should reveal personal matters so readily. They might think one bears no difference from Cloud Retainer. Forget it. One does not have the breath to waste on such petty trifles.
I suppose they really are the Adepti.
That might have been more detail than we needed. Seems like you two are the real deal, and Paimon, sorry for suspecting you. But, for beings as forgiving as yourselves, this is just water under the bridge, right?
Take it as a compliment to the quality of your disguise. Few people will be able to see through it.
You indeed have an agile mind. Cloud Retainer was not mistaken in her high estimation of you.
Paimon's still curious about something. It's just... Paimon can understand why Mountain Shaper is here, but why did you decide to come to the city, Mooncarver? It's not really your thing, is it?
It is but an inevitable eventuality.
They both said it at the same time.
Remained strangely idle since Cloud Retainer's move to Liyue Harbor. With Lantern Rite near at hand, one would expect Cloud Retainer to provide us with an account of the festivities in advance. Yet to this day, she has failed to appear.
Cloud Retainer is hardly the forgetful sort.
One must never rest idle in the face of that which demands action. And since our acquaintances dwell in Liyue Harbor, we had to travel here in human form to avail ourselves of their aid, Cloud Retainers in this case.
But a moment ago, one heard you speak of a mechanical kite of sorts. It appears the essence of the situation has hitherto revealed itself. Now it is time for one to retire back to one's abode.
Oh, you're just gonna leave?
Huh. So, you're not looking for Cloud Retainer anymore?
Perhaps there are aspects of Cloud Retainer's temperament that remain opaque to young Paimon. Given one's understanding, one can only imagine the anger that now consumes her.
Cloud Retainer is of a proud and arrogant disposition. She holds the belief that her skill in mechanics surpasses that of all others. One can be quite certain it is hardly with an open mind that she regards the arrival of this new technology.
Interesting
One
point.
surmises that she has shut herself away, refused all company, and buried herself in the study of her own creations. To call on her would only invite her rebuke. However, if you do happen to cross paths with her over the next few days, do pass along one's regards.
Sure, leave it to us. Have a safe trip back, enjoy the scenery, and happy Lantern Rite!
Thank you for your kind words. We shall now depart.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see their human forms.
We got all worked up for nothing, huh? Although people we knew all along.
We haven't really seen them in a while, though.
Still pretty early. Let's head over and check out the kite stalls. Paimon wants to see what kinds of kites we can buy to use in the competition. The bigger and prettier, the better.
Hello.
Welcome. Are the two of you looking to buy a kite? Would you like me to go over the different designs?
Ooh, a scissor kill swallow, and a butterfly, and oh!
This jade chamber design is our newest. It's been selling like crazy over the past 2 days.
Does it also have a unique meaning?
Does it also fall out of the sky onto a water dragon monster?
The jade chamber symbolizes wealth and abundance. The kite bearing its design is said to bring riches in the future to those who fly it.
Oh, now that's Paimon's kind of kite.
I apologize for the interruption, but are all your wares in order, Miss Xianyun?
Yes, they're just over there. The paper, bamboo, and dyes. All the necessary kite-making materials.
Wonderful. I'll pack them up and get a guard to deliver the goods to Yilong Wharf for you.
Yilong Wharf? Oh, wonder what that place is like during Lantern Rite. Paimon would love to go take a look.
Well, if the two of you are interested in going to Yilong Wharf, then could I trouble you to find Gaming and deliver these goods together?
Oh, we're gonna go meet Gaming already?
Is Gaming the guard you just mentioned?
Yes. The communications office handles shipments and transports around Liyue. He works for the Secure Transport Agency, one of our sub-organizations. The problem is, many of my colleagues have taken leave during Lantern Rite to spend time with their families. So, our available workforce has seen a dramatic decrease recently. If you were willing to help out, then I could get a head start on my next appointment.
You do seem really pressed for time.
Oh, we expect to be compensated, though.
Of course, of course. Hard work deserves ample rewards. Now, at this time of day, Gaming should be somewhere in the vicinity. Just follow the main road until you see the head of a Wushu dance costume. Should be on your right.
Okay.
Be sure to come back if you'd like to buy a kite. I'll even give you a discount.
Hey, we'll take discount.
I never knew kites came in so many styles.
Oh, there we go. I think we found Gaming.
Wait, I thought we had an agreement. Loser buys dim sum tomorrow? Look at you. Scowl like that for much longer and your face might stay that way.
Hey, Callus, aka the male MC in Honkai Star Rail.
Hey now, don't be upset. How about this? You extend the invitation, and I'll pay.
No way, Gaming. You're always the one picking up the tab. I'm not trying to be a sore loser. I just didn't expect you to come from behind to win like that.
That was nothing. All in a day's work, friend.
Perfect, Gaming is here. Sorry to interrupt, Gaming. We just spoke to a guy from the communications office who needs you to deliver some goods to Yilong Wharf.
Oh, that must have been Longzhou. Looks like I've got work. Gotta go.
Sure, go do your thing. Let's have a rematch when you get back. I won't let you win so easily next time.
Alrighty, you can hand the goods over to me. Must have been heavy hauling them all this way. Let me take them off your hands.
It wasn't that bad. It's just some kite-making materials. Plus, we didn't have to walk very far.
Kite-making materials. I see. I'm glad it wasn't too much trouble, Paimon. Still, I owe you one. Ah, and you must be the traveler. It's nice to meet you.
Our reputation precedes us.
You know us?
Everybody should know us by now. Come on.
There probably aren't many in Liyue who don't. I've heard quite a bit about you two. You're quite well known around these parts. Oh, and please excuse Longzhou if he forgot to thank you. Take my thanks in his place. He's a good guy. He's just been super busy lately, running around from place to place. Don't be too hard on him, yeah?
No worries. No thanks necessary.
So, you here for Lantern Rite?
Yep. It's always so lively this time of year. We were actually hoping we could tag along to Yilong Wharf and have a look around.
Perfect. We'll go together then.
I'm guessing that's
I'm
in the
good
new
at
area.
directions, so just follow me. Trust me, I know my way around. We can exchange stories, tell jokes, or just chat along the way. Oh, and there are a couple of good places to eat along our route. We can stop and grab a bite when it's time. The ingredients are fresh, the portions are generous, and the prices won't break the bank. You can order anything, and I promise, you won't be disappointed.
Order anything?
This is literally the closest we're gonna see to the MC in Honkai Star Rail talking to the one of the MCs of Genshin Impact. Paimon seems to be drooling already.
Hey, did you really have to call Paimon out like that in front of our new friend?
Yes.
Don't worry, I understand. I joke around like that with my friends too. It just shows how close you are. Do you need to pack anything up before we hit the road? I can wait.
Nope, our things are always packed and ready. We're pretty much travel experts at this point.
Oh, that's right. Then let's get going. If we run into any trouble, you can count on me to protect you. I am a guard after all.
Okay. Unlock. Interesting. Oh, we might as well do these real quick. You happy Lantern Rite doodads. Big shots, yep. That's why we're the cream of the crop. Yes, you're a pigeon Adeptus Paimon. I'm just kind of skipping through this. It's not like voice or anything. This is just unlocks the actual event. Bring it! I'm the dancing queen. Terrific. Those tea takes will be a piece of cake. Okay, let's try this out. Enjoy will be in there, especially as you must complete stage objectives within the time limit and score the highest amount of points possible. Press use your skill and don a special Wushu dance puppet costume to enter bumper Wushu mode and knock aside other participants that you come in contact with. When two parties in the bumper Wushu make contact with each other, both parties will have their bumper Wushu's mode deactivated. Okay. Oh, is this the... If this is the multiplayer one, I'm not going to do it right now. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Not right now. This is like multiplayer mode. I'm not going to play that right now. I unlocked it, though. I'm okay with doing the standard single event.
So lively. This is how a festival should be.
Oh, the paper thing is back again. Considering some delightable dessert. Yep, paper theater again. Yep. When I was in Fontana, I learned a few new drawing techniques. Fun and food in one place. Alright, let's check it out. Yep. Alright, start. We'll continue the Act 1 quest after that. When Guba or Yugui leave the starting point cart, the areas they pass through will be marked. Marked areas will be deemed inaccessible. Returning along the marked path will restore moves. Hmm. I'm not going to claim this right now. I'm going to save that. Because if I don't claim it, then I can claim it in place of rewards later. And we can get a free Gaming, which we will. And of course that. Free outfit for Big Show. Okay. Quest. Continuing on. We gotta head out this way. They already put this here already too. What the heck? One's name is Fujin, the local adeptus, and this is a tiny little teapot room one calls home for now. We're still doing the delivery just now. How did we suddenly end up? So the paper is used to make kites, yes. I feel festive fortune emanating from you. I hope that the sudden invitation will not ruin the fun. Okay, then. Only the two of you have surpassing Compatibility with the local spirit veins, which is why I could only invite you in. Okay then. Please speak. We still got a delivery to make, though. Okay. I hear a butt incoming. This is all of a sudden, and we need to deliver some goods first. Is there some problem that Nosh can just solve with lots of violence? Is she a playable character? I don't think so. Still not quite getting it yet? Yep, I get it. No worries. Allow me to share some of the adeptal energy dwelling in the mortal world with you. To aid in you traversing the landscape and piercing the fog. Darn, well, guess Genshin isn't for me then. Alright, it's nice to meet you. Welcome to Xianyun Vale. This is clearly a kidnapping. Okay. You may glimpse wondrous pearls of water scattered through the wilds of Xianyun Vale that have absorbed apparent adeptal energy and now float. Use the adeptal energy granted by Fujin to briefly transform into a golden carp fish and enter them. Once you're inside the pearls of water, you can go anywhere you please, and you can hold the jump button to leave vertically. You can turn into a fish. Okay. Okay. Well, how do I do that? Oh, is it T?
Oh, you're back. Jeez, guys, where'd you go? One moment you were there, the next you disappeared. You scared the life out of me.
Well...
We're so sorry. We were just... it's kind of hard to explain.
I don't think we can explain.
Fair enough. Well, the mountain road is pretty hazardous, and it's easy to get lost in the...
Oh, here we go.
Let's keep going.
Oh, God. Well, then. Fascinating. We haven't seen a new Geo statue in a while. Hello there.
Umbrella warfare, I guess.
Oh. You dropped Clearwater Jade that way.
Ooh, the docks are just a bit further. One step at a time. Hang in there.
Oh, hi there.
Wait, get behind me. I'll handle this.
This one's got your name on it. This one's got your name on it.
Another test. Gather. Freeze.
Umbrella warfare, I guess. Hiya!
This one's got your name on it.
Simple.
Seems like we really can't go anywhere without running into treasure hoarders, can we?
Nope.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for deliveries to get intercepted. That's why this job needs guards like us.
Paimon was impressed by your moves back there. You seem like a real pro at your job.
Oh, that's not a skill I learned on the job. It's just a hobby. Have you ever heard of wushu dancing?
I've heard about it somewhere.
Really? Wushu dancing is famous in Xianyun Vale. Performers might be invited to promote the opening of a business or to spread good fortune during a holiday season. But I must admit, it has nothing on the popularity of the Liyue opera. I'm also well aware that people in Liyue Harbor aren't exactly jumping at the chance to watch wushu dancing. So, it's not something I do full-time.
Huh? You have 2 jobs? How do you have the energy to do all that?
It's not that tiring. You just have to take a rest.
Ah, Paimon gets it, so you must sleep a lot then.
Not really. Just yesterday, I stayed up all night playing cards.
Oh.
Let's go. The docks are just up ahead.
Anybody that can silence Paimon is a great person. Tommy works forward and exchanges a few words with a boatman near the docks. The next thing you know, he's called for everyone to board a bamboo raft.
Finally, we can rest. Ooh, Paimon's shoulders are so stiff. And her stomach so empty.
Sorry. Did I push the pace a bit too much? I mean, you were the ones who said you were travel experts.
Well, we are.
Liyue is just too hilly. Floating up and down so much. Where's Paimon out? Oh, Paimon was finally satisfied and now her poor stomach's empty again.
Aw, would you like some winter melon cake? I have some on me that I bought from a store.
Yes, Paimon will take all you got.
You might want to pace yourself there, or you'll be too full to eat a proper meal later.
Yep. Fair.
Paimon never gets too full. Just like you apparently never get tired, no matter how far you walk or how many jobs you work.
Ah, I see. Then here you go, Paimon. And for you, traveler. Enjoy.
Yay.
And here's some for you too, Uncle Bosu. Don't think I forgot about you, my friend. I'll just set it to the side here for you.
Dominic seems like a real people person. He gets along with anybody and he treats everyone he meets like a close friend.
That hit the spot. Paimon thought she was going to starve to death for a minute there.
Really?
That close of a call, huh? I've been eating winter melon cake ever since I was a kid. You can buy them from all sorts of places, whether it's a small vendor on the side of the road or a big restaurant in the city. But each place produces cakes with a slightly different flavor. If you like these ones, I can give you the address of the shop I bought them from. I'll just have to check when we get back. Oh, all my jabbering must be making it difficult for you to enjoy the scenery in peace, huh? Don't be afraid to tell me to zip it for a little while, okay?
That is a nice
Really,
waterfall.
I won't be offended.
It's okay. Paimon is kind of enjoying listening to your chitter-chatter.
But fontaines are bigger.
Aw, a fed Paimon is a happy Paimon, huh?
Hey, Paimon can be in a good mood anytime she wants.
You slowly lose yourself in the beauty of the surrounding scenery. Before you know it, you are greeted by the Yulong Wharf. I did it fast enough.
Woohoo! We're here!
Don't forget your things, and watch your step as you get off the raft, or you're in for a swim. Thanks for the ride, Uncle Bosu. You take care of yourself now. I'll see you some other time. Okay, follow me. This way is fastest. We'll have to take the elevator up to the secure transport agency.
Okay. All right. How far did we travel? Oh, pretty far, huh? This is literally right on the other side. Really? That's the name they chose, or did they have a horrible translation? Which name? Oh, it's pronounced gaming. I know it's read as gaming, but it's pronounced gaming. That's preposterous. I think it goes in line with the whole Chinese names concept. I wouldn't call it that preposterous. Is there a way to call this thing? Or is it coming back down? Oh, it's coming back down. When you're looking at leeway names, you gotta like think about it in more of a Chinese way more than, you know, how it actually like looks like. Nobody would name their kid gaming. Okay, but English could have known you have it spelled the way it is. Could have been gaming. It's just kind of the way of pronunciation. I mean, I guess they could have spelled it like that to make it easier. But if you look at a lot of the different leeway names, they're kind of varied like that. Oh, hi, chest. I'll leave chest. Chest, good for completing dailies.
Hey, slow down. I'm begging you.
No, we're not slowing down. We're going faster.
What is it? No one's gonna try any funny business when the street is this packed, right?
Here's the question. No. I was hoping. I got so used to like being able to go underwater. So I think they have that fish thing. I just don't know how rampant that is.
Oh, well, how should I put it?
I wonder how they handle the border between Fontaine and... wonder how they handle the border between Fontaine and here, like... if they just have a bunch of rocks or something so you can't, like, go underwater in between both.
Do you see that group of people over there?
Which one?
Those are my relatives.
Oh, okay.
Wow, you sure have a big family.
Once they start buying things, they won't stop perusing till it gets dark. This is bad.
Because you're gonna run out of money, bad?
Your family, not your arch enemies. What's there to be afraid of? Unless... oh, did you do something horrible to them?
No, it's not that.
I understand
I'm just
pronunciation.
not that good at dealing with my family. It would be best if we could steer clear of them. I'll explain more when we have the chance, but right now, we've got a job to do.
And we'll just have to sneak past them.
crack. Let's go straight. Slow and steady wins the race.
Trying to avoid Family 101.
Let's wait here for a second. Maybe we'll be able to leave.
She's gone. Let's go.
It's not like he's dressed differently from everyone else so much you can spot him a mile away.
Turn left. Run.
Left. Run. Run for it. Ah!
To the
Oh,
right.
hi, chest.
Wow, you guys are good. I'm impressed.
Well, we broke into many of a prison cell.
Cake. Oh, winter melon cake to be exact.
You really liked it, huh? Ooh, you know what? I'll buy you a whole bunch and pile them so high you could swim in them.
As long as you don't wind up drowning, Paimon.
Yeah, please drown the Paimon.
Hey, Uncle Drigway. These are my friends, the Traveler and Paimon. They came to deliver some goods with me.
Also, having a blonde and white dress with a floating demon isn't going to attract any
I guess
attention.
I'll go ahead and take these over to Uncle Yongzan then?
Yes. Thanks for your hard work. I should thank you both for your trouble as well. Please take a seat and rest for a bit. I'll prepare some tea.
No need. We'll be off soon anyway.
Hey, we're already here, aren't we? No harm in taking a load off for a bit. Plus, I know the Secure Transport Agency has some great Songhua tea stashed around here somewhere. I promise you, one sip and you'll be hooked. Anyway, you just sit down and relax, Uncle Jirgway. Who would I be if I just sat here and let you go through all this trouble? Leave this to me. I have to be up and about to drop these goods off anyway. What's a little extra time on my feet? Oh, you aren't too picky, right, Traveler? I know Paimon prefers things on the sweeter side, so I won't steep the tea too long. And I'll add some dim sum pastries on the side.
Hey.
You noticed what Paimon likes?
He is a social butterfly for sure.
How long have you two known Gaming?
We just met him.
Oh, not long at all. We just kind of tagged along on his trip to Yulong Wharf. He's just a super welcoming guy. We became friends.
I don't trust him.
That's just how he is. He's the attentive sort. Really knows how to look after his own. A while ago, one of our guards had to take off work. Said his joints were hurting due to the rain. Gaming personally went all the way to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get some medicine for him from Dr. Baiju, then traveled through the night to deliver it back to him.
Oh.
The young man has such a good head on his shoulders. How can anyone not love him? I mean, there is his dad, but, well, ask anyone else.
Oh, his dad doesn't
Uncle
like him?
Yongzan says he doesn't have the personnel to spare for this delivery right now. So what do you think, Uncle Jirgway? Should I go ahead and deliver it instead?
Pampering Paimon is a sign of somebody with devious plans.
It's kite-making materials, though. Could be for a kid. I'm sure the sender wants it delivered before Lantern Rite. Oh, by the way, here, have some tea.
Refreshing aroma and lingering aftertaste of the Sungwo tea invigorates your spirits.
All right, then. Deliver it if you want to.
Ooh, are you free in 2 days? How about we grab some dim sum from Xianyun kiosk? My treat, and don't even think about trying to pay.
Whoa, that's way too generous of you.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, you are way
Just
too generous,
think of
dude.
this as a thank you for all your help. Besides, the thing between me and my family, it's a long story. It might take some time to tell.
Sounds good. Paimon never says no to free food.
Well, send you at Xianyun kiosk then.
Alright, then I'm off. See you in 2 days. Oh, and Paimon, make sure not to eat too much before then. Don't say I didn't warn you.
Is he underestimating Paimon? She's just gonna have to show him how much she can really eat. Anyway, is Gaming's family situation really that complicated? He has such a happy-go-lucky personality. Plus, he's an enthusiastic and diligent worker. It's hard to imagine a guy like that being troubled by much.
How should I put it? Since he already plans to tell you himself, you don't need an old man like me to add my 2 cents.
Okay.
You seem to be around the same age, so you might have a lot in common. Perhaps you could help him talk things through. Consider it a favor to me.
We seem to be around the same age. Reality is much different than it seems. I'll try.
If you have the time, maybe you can make a little flag for us to wave about. It can say, "We provide aid in spades." Couldn't hurt to advertise our services, right?
Well, I can certainly arrange that. Is there anything else you wanted to say?
Wait, seriously? Paimon was just joking, but if you're going to get us something, she'd much rather have wintermelon cake instead.
Really?
Seems like Gaming really has rubbed off on you. Would you like some more tea? I think there's some left.
No thanks. We came all this way and still haven't gotten a chance to look around the wharf. We should see the kinds of kites they got. Maybe they'll have ones you can't find in Liyue Harbor.
That's not a bad idea.
All right then. Please do let me know if you'd like more tea. You're welcome to stay as long as you like. Gaming is a good kid. I just wish he could reconcile with his family.
Are the tea recipes in the cooking menu?
You're around the same age, so he might listen to you. Please talk things through with him.
There might be tea recipes, who knows?
Only with solid practical training can you unleash real punches.
Cutscene.
What are you doing here?
Cloud Retainer.
The way you speak, one might have presumed you were displeased to be in one's presence.
Well, we didn't expect you to be here. Greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Take note, Paimon. You could learn a thing or two about how to respect your elders.
Ugh, starting on the elder stuff already, huh? Shouldn't you be back in your cave tinkering away at some kite-related thingamabob or something? What brings you out here?
Well, she's not in the cave anymore. She moved to Liyue Harbor.
What's with that huge box next to you? Ah! Paimon gets it. You're here to do some shopping, aren't you?
And what of it? The Qixing's decision to integrate Fontanian technology into said kite-flying competition is of no consequence to oneself. Did you expect one to willfully compete against the whimsical trends of worldly sentiment, or perhaps even fall to petty sulking over such?
I'm on the proper way to say is, oh, Cloud Retainer, what brings you to these parts?
That's just what
Yeah.
Mountain Shaper and Mooncarver told us, or Tia something and Ho. Paimon can't be bothered to remember what their aliases were called.
Yeah, they were very
Anyway,
interesting.
They went to Liyue Harbor to look for you. They even asked us to pass along their regards if we ran into you.
Oh, huh.
Xianyun?
Did she forget about them?
It appears time has quite flown since one's arrival in Liyue Harbor. How could one have forgotten about those 2 old fossils? One shall have to bring them back some divine herbs to atone for this slight. Nay, given that one has ventured all this way to Yilong Wharf, tea would be more advisable. A great thought has illuminated one's mind once again. One is reminded that certain purchases have yet to be made. Perhaps you two could wait here whilst one performs this task. It'll be but a moment.
Okay, then.
Wait, here? You really just gonna ditch us here to watch your stuff?
Yep.
Oh, that woman really just does whatever she wants.
Let me go see what she's up to. I'll leave the stuff watching to you.
Hey, not you too, traveler!
Yay!
All this Paimon ditching is super not appreciated.
I mean, I have a reason to ditch Paimon. It's great.
Come back soon, okay? Paimon doesn't want anyone to try and steal his stuff.
Welcome. Please have a look around. We only sell teas of the finest quality, sourced directly from Xianyun village. Might I recommend the Sunglo variety? It's one of our specialties.
Now, that sounds promising. One will bring some back for those old fossils.
Can you let me move and about right now, please?
2 boxes will do.
Can I move?
Wonderful. By the way, we're actually running a special Lantern Rite promotion. Buy 3 boxes.
This is the perfect opportunity to
4 boxes
run.
will net you 20% off.
20%.
I see you.
Boxes. This merchant strikes a fair bargain. One might as well give some to Morax and Ping too. Then 4 shall suffice.
I see. Are you intending to give these as gifts? If so, perhaps I can interest you in these exquisite gift sets. Buy 10, get half off.
This guy's getting you. You need to
Magnificent
stop.
Design, and
Stop
the red
now.
ribbon gives quite the festive flair, don't you think? Such a gift would be sure to impress any lucky friend.
He's a very good salesman. He's getting her.
10 boxes. Seems rather excessive. But if one factors in the conqueror of demons and one's disciples...
Looking over behind the entranceway.
10, a nice round number, don't you think? Of course you do. I'll even shave a little extra off the price for you.
Guy, man, he's too
That is
good.
agreeable. One will, I will have these boxed up then.
Of course, right away.
I see you have quite the eye for fine items, mademoiselle.
Oh, they're
Perhaps some
all...
of my wares might also be of interest to you.
He's getting pulled in.
I'm a toy merchant from Fontaine. You'll get nothing but the finest and most intricate clockwork toys Mora can buy here. Each one sure to be a source of endless amusement.
Perhaps you could enlighten me then. When should said amusement be derived?
Well, that is, of course, best understood by playing with them yourself. If you could wait just a moment, I can bring one out and give you a demonstration.
There is no need for that.
Mademoiselle.
Give me your newest and finest model, and be sure to package it securely.
Ah, of course. Here you go. The instruction manual is...
He is a crazy person.
Thank you. Oh, many watchful eyes surround this place. If one were to be spotted purchasing a mechanical toy such as this, a child's plaything no less, it would only invite scandal.
That would be a scandal?
There is no harm in bringing it back to study in secret.
How is that a scandal? He's even confused. I should head back before Xian knows. No! Let me roam! I could be free if you let me go now. I could be free of Paimon. Oh, you guys are mean. You guys are cruel.
Naturally. One may not delight in social interactions, but that does not mean one lacks said faculties.
It seems like Xianyun is he's way into buying things. That box looks like Submerged
And
already.
you too? Are you not here to purchase things?
We just haven't had time yet. It doesn't look like there are any kite stalls around Elong Wharf, but it does look like there are lots of goods from Fontaine.
You are also planning to participate in the kite flying competition then?
Also, huh?
One means to say, you along with all the other youths.
Oh, I thought you were going to
One has been
participate.
entreated to share one's kite-making expertise, and indeed, there was little one could do about such persistent supplication. One moment energetic and earnest, and dejected the next. One had no choice but to acquiesce to these requests, and thus, one will be organizing a kite-making workshop to provide personal instruction in this art form.
Oh, who will be participating then?
Shuyu, Shenhe, Ganyu, and Yayo.
Oh.
Wow, that's quite a few people. Also, this is all pretty well, Xianyun, but it's not like you have to make your own kite to participate in the competition. You can just buy one ready-made and call it a day.
Okay, you're going to insult her.
You speak of those equipped with the mechanical lifting device, do you not? 'Tis nothing but a crude piece of mortal machinery.
Crude piece of mortal
the
machinery.
mechanism that one has developed was the fruit of millennia of meticulous study. Let us not speak of the source of the mechanism's power, but rather its structure. It is composed of materials as light as bamboo and as strong as iron. This composition grants it the lightness of weight to ascend into the sky and the durability to follow the wind for many a mile. It is built with a series of intersecting rods that... Never mind. It is unlikely the two of you will understand, even should one expend the effort to explain. One is better off saving one's breath.
It sure seems like you want to talk about it, though.
He has a passion.
So, will you be attending the workshop or not?
Huh? Wait, you've been trying to invite us this entire time?
Seems interesting.
All right then.
Very
No need to
interesting.
prepare the materials in any case. One has it all sorted. Arrive at Mount Outsong in 2 days. I shall be expecting you around midday.
Okay.
Are you leaving? Don't you want a guard to help you with that big box of yours?
Surely you jest. One goes as one pleases.
Surely you
For
jest.
what reason would one need to rely on another?
Yeah, I mean, if she can just make it float, then she doesn't really have a problem.
It can float? What kind of invention is that?
He is an Adeptus,
One
Paimon.
calls it the floating toting device.
Floating toting. Love it.
Huh. She seems pretty proud of that one.
Hey, it is a good name.
Street. She seems so confident, but everyone around her is looking at her all funny. Paimon wonders... never mind.
I think they're used to Adeptus around here. That it's not really that
Full
weird.
of those mechanical lifty thingamabobs. Not that Paimon was peeking or anything. She just, got a bit unsteady for a second and accidentally brushed the embroidery on top. And wouldn't you know it, all the stuff inside almost came bursting out. Paimon even went out of her way to keep it all together.
What will I do about you, Paimon? Exactly.
All Paimon say is that Xianyun sure does try hard to save face. What did she call it again? A crude piece of mortal machinery? Paimon bets she just can't wait to take it apart and see how it's made.
That does sound like something she would do.
Totally. We should probably act like we didn't see anything, though. You know, in consideration of her feelings and all.
Probably.
After all, that is the propriety with which one should comport oneself. When it comes to an elder, right?
Yep. All right, that was Act 1. Cool. So we did the two things we wanted to do for this stream, and we're also in the new area. I'm right across from Fontaine. I'm a little curious. I'll check that out later. All right, let's go back here. And I think with the completion of, Xianyun's story, aka Cloud Retainer's story, and Act 1 of the Lantern Rite, we got ourselves started. We will call this a stream. And we'll be back again to continue this. Probably after 2 more acts are unlocked or so. In the meantime, tomorrow we'll have a Honkai Star Rail update, so I might do some of that. For the new area, the Penacony will be unlocked as of the next Star Rail update. So that will be cool. And we'll be having a few new characters as well. I'm not sure I'm going to go for Black Swan. I do want to go for Sparkle. I definitely want to go for Sparkle. Sparkle's going to be so good for Don Hung. I'm so ready. So definitely want that character for sure. That'll be probably second half. Yeah, we'll call it a stream here. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you on the next. Bye-bye.